Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful that you're here. You guys, look at my shirt that I made. Well, I got it made, but it's Killua and Gon from Hunter x Hunter, favorite anime. So you guys, today I wanted to do a channel message. What you need to know right now. So we have the Eight of Cups, then we have the Tower card, and the Ten of Pentacles. So you guys, what I'm seeing in this is that the Eight of Cups is walking away from what we know and what we trust and what we understand, and it's going into the unknown. And sometimes we need to leave behind everything that we know and get shaken up to our core and just start over from the beginning. Not even start over from the beginning, but change our ways in some sort of way in order for us to actually get to the next point. Because if we look at the numerology here, right, it's from an 8 mark to a 10 mark. But you can't get from the 8 to the 10 without the Tower card. And the Tower card is all about realizations. It's about understanding things. It's about breaking our fundamental belief systems down because they were never properly established to begin with. All right, so that's like building your beliefs off of something that isn't true. Okay, so maybe you were lied to for a long time, or maybe you didn't know the truth about something. You weren't really lied to, but maybe you didn't know the truth about something for a very long time. And so you built your belief systems on all of the facts that you knew at the time, but you didn't have all the information in order for you to have a proper belief system of something. And so you're never going to be able to make it to the 10 mark unless you go back down and you break down these walls, you break down all of this information, and you break down and you start to understand, like, maybe things aren't always as they seem. Okay, maybe things do change. Maybe things were subject to change at the time, and maybe there's a lot more moving parts than I had originally thought in order for us to make it past this point to the 10 mark. And what we see here is that, well, we have the Eight of Cups. Cups is emotion, right? And so you're at this emotional standstill right now, and I feel like the universe is asking you, are you going to be ready to make it to the next point? Are you going to be able to go to the unknown? Are you going to be able to leave behind your ways of thinking, your ways of dealing with things emotionally, and break them down completely in order for you to get to the 10 mark, the 10 of Pentacles, which is having everything that you want, right? That's the relationship, that's the family, that's the home, that's the health, that's the body, that's the career, that's the everything, right? But in the middle of the two, it's this chaotic energy. So sometimes we leave behind the things that we know, and then we're like, shit, I made the wrong decision, I made the wrong choice, I made the wrong way to go back into the unknown. But you didn't. Everything had to be this way in order for you to understand going into this next chapter of your life why things were like that, why things had to be the way that they were, or why things were the way that they were. Not necessarily that they were done the right way or that they were the right way, but more so that you understand, right? Because we fear things we don't understand, we don't like things we don't understand, and when you bring understanding to things that make you feel not so good, that is when you can learn, and that is when you can grow from them, And I got that from Rising Soul Tarot. Lauren, if you're watching this, thank you for that message. Check her out. Her YouTube channel is Rising Soul Tarot if you guys are interested in those readings. She does like very in-depth pick a card readings. But yeah, she always says, like, when you fear things, when you are upset about things, when you don't understand things, that is when you reject them. Or that is when you maybe you deal with things that aren't so, maybe you have ways of dealing with things that aren't necessarily the best way that you could be dealing with them. And so by bringing understanding to those ways and to those parts of yourself, those different parts of yourself, then that is when you can transform. That is when you can transcend. That is when sometimes we need to break down our walls, break down our barriers, break down our ways of thinking, our ways of dealing with things emotionally and physically in order for us to get the next part, in order for us to upgrade. And you guys, recently, yesterday, actually, my grandfather passed away, and he was sick for a little while now, and I love him so much, and I appreciate everything that he's done, and he's really really, change the world in so many ways. And so now that, now that he's in spirit, it's so different to be able, and now that he's with my grandma, it's so different to be able to communicate and to receive messages that bring understanding to us, that bring understanding to things that didn't really make sense, or things that I didn't understand so much. And I just want you guys to know that there is never any permanent loss of a soul. Never. They are always here in our hearts, they are always here in our minds, and they are always here, in spirit. And so understanding that and bringing understanding to that facet of yourself, and if you've lost anybody in spirit, just know that they are always, always, always with you, and that you can talk to them whenever you want. You can ask them for signs. You can ask them to help you bring understanding to parts of yourself and parts of your relationship with them that maybe you didn't understand before. And so yeah, so it's been a little tough the last few days, but I just want you guys to understand that well, what my grandfather would say is, he would say, work hard always. He was 102 and he always, always, always worked so hard. He was the hardest worker I've ever met, other than my mom, of course. And he just worked his ass off all the time, and he provided, and he was, grateful, and he helped everybody always when they were, in need. And that is true qualities of and aspects of him that I truly treasure and appreciate. And Grandpa, now that you see everything, now that you're here, I hope you're proud of everything that we were doing. I hope you can see everything. I hope you can understand, because he wasn't able to communicate as well as he used to in the last few years. And so now that he's in spirit, it's kind of like a little bit of a relief, knowing that when people transition to spirit, they bring understanding to everything, because they go through their life review, right? And they can see everything that you had said to them, and how their whole life and how everything affected everything. And so I know he's in heaven, and that he is with my grandma, and that he is so proud of everything that he's accomplished here in the physical world, and that his journey does not stop here. Just because he's transitioned to spirit, his journey does not stop there. All right, people in spirit have jobs. Okay, their job is to help us. Their job is to guide us. Their jobs are, they do have jobs in spirit world. So just know that you can always ask anybody in spirit for help, and that you are always with anybody in spirit. Okay, and they're always sending you love. Okay, I do a lot of mediumship readings. They're always sending you love and always sending you healing messages. And sometimes things don't make sense when they're in the physical world, but when you get a higher perspective, when you bring understanding to things that don't make sense, it's a lot more comforting, it's a lot more reassuring, and you can grow and learn from everything. So that is what I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. You guys, tell everybody you love that you love them. Even if it sounds goofy, even if they're a friend, you got to tell them you love them, because you just got to. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to give you a big kiss, you guys, and I will talk to you tomorrow, because I make daily videos.